Hello everyone, welcome to our class. Now before we start our lesson, we have a small game to play. We have to look at the pictures and guess what do they do. Now the first one is doctor. And the next one, firefighter. The next one, who is this? He is writer. And singer. Now the next picture. Actor and actress. And the next one, farmer. And the next pictures. And answer my question, where do the farmers work? They work in the field, right? So to understand more about the life of a farmer, so let's move on to Unit 1. Unit 1, a day in the life of Part A reading. Now before we read the passage, I would like to introduce to you some new words. Now look at the first picture. Ring, ring. The alarm is going off. The first one is going off. Going off is the synonym of ring. So what does it mean? It means đổ chuông. And the next one, plow. Plow is mean dig and turn over a field with a plow. Plow có nghĩa là cày. And this is a plow, cái cày. And the next one, harrow. Harrow is mean to break up and laboratory on land. Có nghĩa là bừa. And this is a harrow. The next one, what is the man doing? The man is leading a buffalo to the field. So the next one is lead to. Có nghĩa là yeah. And the next one, the synonym of farmer is peasant. Peasant có nghĩa là nông dân, nó đồng nghĩa với từ farmer. And the next one, they are pumping the water into the pond. And the next word we have is pump. Pump có nghĩa là bơm vào. And what is this? It's a water pump, có nghĩa là máy bơm nước. And the next one, they are doing the time planting. So what does it mean time planting? Time plant. It means you move a growing plant and plant it somewhere else. Có nghĩa là mình cấy. And the next one, get ready and prepare. They are the synonym. The next one, they work together. They are fellow peasants. So what does it mean fellow? Fellow is mean bạn, đồng chí, những người cùng làm chung với nhau, chúng ta đều gọi là fellow. Okay, now listen and repeat. Peasant, go off, lead to, plow, harrow, pump into, transplant, do the transplanting, get ready, prepare, contented with, failure. Let's read the text together.
Unit 1. A day in the life of reading. The alarm goes off at 4:30. I get up and go down to the kitchen to boil some water for my morning tea. I drink several cups of tea, have a quick breakfast, and then lead the buffalo to the field. It takes me 45 minutes to get ready. I leave the house at 5:15 and arrive in the field at exactly 5:30. I plow and harrow my plot of land, and at 7:45 I take a short rest. During my break, I often drink tea with my fellow peasants and smoke local tobacco. I continue to work from 8:15 till 10:30. Then I go home, take a short rest, and have lunch with my family at 11:30. After lunch, I usually take an hour's rest.
At 2:30 in the afternoon, we go to the field again. We repair the banks of our plot of land. Then my husband pumps water into it while I do the transplanting. We work for about 2 hours before we take a rest. We finish up our work at 6 p.m. We have dinner at about 7 p.m. Then we watch TV and go to bed at about 10 p.m. Sometimes we go and see our neighbors for a cup of tea. We chat about our work, our children, and our plans for the next crop. Although it's a long day for us, we are contented with what we do. We love working and we love our children.
Now let's move on to task 1. Fill in the it gap with one of the words. Again, there are 5 sentences with 5 words. Từ đầu tiên chúng ta đã có đó là contented, nghĩa là hài lòng. Neighbors, hàng xóm. Banks là bờ. Harrow là bừa. Và alarm có nghĩa là đồng hồ báo thức. Now look at number 1. I plow and my plots of land. And at 7:45, I take a short rest. Chúng ta có động từ plow and. Plow là một động từ liên kết với and, tại đây chúng ta sẽ điền vốn động từ. Sometimes we go and see our for a cup of tea. Our là một tính từ sở hữu, vậy câu này chúng ta sẽ điền vốn danh từ. We repair of our plot of land. Câu này chúng ta có chữ the là một mạo từ nên chúng ta sẽ điền vốn danh từ. And number 4. The went off at 7:00. The là một mạo từ, vậy câu này chúng ta sẽ điền vốn danh từ. She smiled a smile. Chúng ta có chữ smile là một danh từ, vậy câu này chúng ta sẽ cần điền vốn tính từ. Now number 1. I plow and the answer is harrow. And harrow my plot of land. And at 7:45 I take a short rest. Number 2. Sometimes we go and see our neighbors for a cup of tea. Number 3. We repair the bench of our plot of land. Chúng tôi sửa chữa lại cái bờ ruộng của chúng tôi. Number 4. The alarm went off at 7:00. And the last one is contented. She smiled a contented smile. Now, task 2. Decide whether the following statements are true or false. There are 5 sentences. Đối với câu này, đối với dạng bài tập này, chúng ta cần đọc từng câu và chúng ta gạch chân với những cái từ mà chúng ta coi là keyword. Number 1. Mr. V gets served at 4:30. Thì rõ ràng rằng câu này chúng ta sẽ chú ý tới chữ 4:30. Number 2. In the morning, she leads the buffalo to the field. Câu này chúng ta sẽ chú ý tới từ in the morning and she leads the buffaloes. Number 3. During his break, he often drinks coffee with his fellow peasants and smokes local tobacco. Câu này chúng ta sẽ chú ý tới từ drinks coffee, fellow peasant and smoke local tobacco. Number 4. Mr. B pumps water into it while his wife does the time planting. Câu này chúng ta sẽ chú ý tới chữ pump water and does the time planting. And number 5. Although it's a long day for them, they are contented with what they do. Câu này chúng ta sẽ chú ý tới chữ contented. Now the first question. Mr. B gets up at 4:30. Ông V này thức dậy lúc 4:30. So the answer is 2. Now look at the passage. The alarm goes up at 4:30. I get up and go down to the kitchen. Đồng hồ báo thức nó đổ chuông lúc 4:30. Tôi thức dậy và đi xuống phòng bếp. Vậy đáp án của câu này chính là đáp án 2. Number 2. In the morning, she leads the buffalo to the field. And the answer is 4. Now look at. Chúng ta có thể nhận thấy đoạn văn này đang nói về Mr. B. Và he leads the buffalo to the field. Vậy câu này chúng ta phải sửa lại là Mr. B or he. Number 3. During his break, he often drinks coffee with his fellow peasants and smokes local tobacco. The answer is false. Now look at the picture. I often drink tea with my fellow peasants. So this one is false and we have to correct drink tea. And number 4. The answer is 2. Now look at this. Then my husband pumps water into it while I do the time planting. So the answer is 2. The last one. Although it's a long day for them, they are contented with what they do. Và đáp án chúng ta sẽ là 2. Now look at this. We are contented with what we do. Vậy câu này sẽ là đáp án 2. That's all our lesson today. Goodbye and see you again.